NRL approves fresh Perth bid to bring back the Bears. Chamis and Wildlife report through the Sydney Morning Herald. The ARL Commission has agreed in principle to a revised proposal from the West Australian Government for an NRL team in Perth. Michael Chamis joined Jimmy Smith shortly after the story broke. We'll go to that very, very shortly. But in the meantime, the ARLC met on Wednesday morning and signed off on an increased offer from WA Premier Roger Cook, paving the way for the Bears to return on the West Coast from 2027. For me, Brian, it was always going to happen, wasn't it, this?
Well, it was, but then so the
master negotiator
Premier came out, Cook, Mr. Cook, what's his first name?
Yep, Roger
Cook. He came out and was quite scathing, saying we're not just going to do this for money.
Yep.
Like, I understand. He actually used the words milking.
Yes.
He said the NRL are trying to milk money out of us. So there hasn't been made public yet how much money or what the increase was, has it?
There was talk around the 50 million mark, wasn't it?
They offered 20. I know they offered 20 million.
Okay, you know what? Michael Chamis can enlighten us. Here he is with Jimmy Smith today, who was filling in. They did a switcheroo, Jimmy and Matty White. Here is Jimmy with Michael Chamis, who's had a great month reporting, giving a Perth Bears update.
So we obviously knew that it would look like it was falling over a few weeks ago. The NRL wanted 120 mil. The government were only about 55 mil. They've since come together and found common ground. Now, details haven't emerged as what that figure is, but I guess that's not important to the Bears fans or the people in Perth at the moment, because the submission that the government put to the NRL was submitted to the board, the ARL Commission, yesterday morning. And the ARL Commission has signed off on that proposal. They've given it the tick of approval. Now, there's an in-principle agreement in place right now to go to the clubs, which is happening as we speak, go to the RLPA and explain to them what this deal is. And in that period, then they'll go back to the government and sign off on it. Now, obviously, there's going to be a bit of argy-bargy with the clubs about what they want. Obviously, in most of these situations, it's going to be about leveraging as much as they can for themselves.
Yep.
But the big sticking point was the ARL Commission approving the WA government's bid, and that happened yesterday morning. So now it appears a formality and going through the consultation period with the clubs in the RLPA. And my mail is, once the federal elections are complete next weekend, the ARL Commission will be in a position to announce the Bears.
Okay, wow, that's huge news. Michael Chamis with Jimmy Smith earlier today. Now, Brian...
Sorry, just going back to that. The NRL wanted 120 million.
Yep.
They were offering 50 million. Is that just a one-off fee?
It's like a licensing fee, which Dolphins, I don't think, paid.
No. Why didn't the Dolphins have to pay?
Well, it might have been like a commitment thing, I suppose. And maybe the concern that it fell over last time. And maybe they were
the Crushers, you mean?
No, the Reds.
Oh, okay. So they get if they just say they met in the middle somewhere, just say they met at 80 million, whatever it is. Are the clubs wanting a piece of that?
I'd say yes. So the
clubs are turning around and saying, righto, well, you've got 80 million now in the coffers.
Yeah, which is an extra game for us or an extra team we've got to compete against.
Right.
And,
but wouldn't that just be in the salary cap? Would that bring the salary cap?
Well, potentially. Yeah, for sure. It's only 80 million though. Like when I say only 80 million, like when you sort of push that across all the clubs for 1 year.
But I would think that the 80 million would be used now for
a lot of
grassroots and putting money back into certain areas.
Correct. I think there's
extra
commitment.
Players. We've got extra 2 teams coming in.
Yep.
We need more players.
Yep.
We know I can only talk about the city. I'm sure it's the same in the bush, but the competitions here in the inner city, they're gone. I mean, I can think of the South and the East Comp and Balmain and Canterbury. They all play under one.
Yeah, the same jurisdiction.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, the little ones don't, but they're going to have to do something about it.
When they started about 14s, you're starting to see a lot of competitions having to merge.
Correct. And then it gets worse when you get to 18 and 19
right.
when they start getting on the piss.
Yep.
And I know a lot of competitions, junior competitions, try to move it to a Friday night or a Friday afternoon so the boys aren't on the drink every Friday and Saturday night. They can have their weekend. And I know that we are struggling for the talent pool as such. That's what the knock is on. But they're going to have to use some of this money to make sure that we've got a production line of kids coming through.
And coaches.
And coaches, definitely.
And coaches. Just speaking about the coaches, right? So who do you see? Who do you see in that Bears polo in that very first press conference, Brian? And hopefully they can come up with a song like the West Tigers.
Yes. You know who I'd love to, and he would never do it because he's flying in the media, Cameron Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see Cameron Smith have a crack. I just think he's got the right temperament to be a coach.
Well, and he knows all about it. Yeah, I don't hate that. Let's go through some of the options, possible options come 2027. So that's when it's been proposed. We think these people would be available at this stage off contract by the end of 2026. The two obvious picks, of course, Wayne Bennett. He's done it before, he started at the Broncos. He started at the the Dolphins, not the Redcliffe Dolphins. Craig Bellamy, of course, year-to-year contract at the moment. For those who have been there and waiting in the wings, you've probably got Jason Demetrio, Justin Holbrook, Brad Arthur, Kevin Walters, Trent Barrett. And then you've got the up-and-comers, Dean Young, Josh Hannay, Sam Burgess, Matt Peat.
What about a former North Sydney halfback?
Jason Taylor.
Jason
Taylor. Wildcard Ivan Cleary by then. I couldn't see it, but you never know. Frederick Fittler, Billy Slater, Adam O'Brien. So there's a few there. Who do you see there?
Oh, man.
You see Taylor?
Well, the Westerners, they spent a lot of money. I could see a Wayne Bennett. He's done it at the Dolphins. He got them going for a couple of years.
Taylor's at the Dogs now, isn't he?
Yes, he's at the Dogs.
See, mate, if they start flying, that he could quickly become an obvious pick.
I was just saying because of his connection with the Bears.
Yeah, no, but also I'm just saying that he's in that. If the Dogs go all that way and he's the assistant coach, or in that sort of, he could be an obvious choice. But I like Sean the Traders. Did you see his tweet today?
No.
He said something like, a bad day to be a Greg Florimo phone.
Oh, no, yeah.
It'd be blowing up, wouldn't
it? It would be. So is Billy's.
Yeah.
And it's 2027. Is that what they're saying?
Yep.
So
it's a short turnaround, a bit like the Dolphins. They're going to be under the pump. Okay, let's talk about this. If you could take three players that are currently off contract, Brian, at the end of 2026, who would you build a team around? Jerome Hughes.
Jerome Hughes for me, please.
Jerome Hughes.
I want Jerome Hughes and I want Harry Grant.
Yeah, Harry Grant. I would have said Harry Grant.
Can I have those two?
You can have those two.
And then I'll throw in a little bit of Jai Gray.
So no Pappy?
Well, I can't have all three. Are they going to get salary cap dispensation?
Ooh, I don't think so. Who else? Jermaine Asako. He's never missed a game for the Dolphins to this point. Touch wood. Herbie Farmworth's available by then. Cody Nikorima, Jaden Campbell. I tell you, the one who could jump into calculations by then, by 2027, he could be real big. Jackson Purdue.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting because it's good for the players. Now we've got
great for the players.
2 extra clubs, more money's coming in, salary cap's going up. It's exciting times to be a rugby league player. And we had Dean Young on yesterday, and I'm going to reiterate again what he said. If you're a young kid looking through,
I listened to that part.
Did you listen to it?
About the defence.
I said, is that all you look for? He said, mate, it's one of the major things we look for.
Yep.
Is that when you tie in defence so you can be trusted. I love that word, trust.
Keep moving. I'm going to actually get that clip and share that with my young fellas because that is a great clip, Brian. Bulldogs poach, boom, youngster. Finau Latu. Michael Carianis, the full package. I saw him last night.
Yeah, how's he looking?
Oh, he was there with Hoops.
Yep.
And Hoops was so proud of him that you call him the full package.
He's the full package.
He's
got
the full
everything.
package.
Many people think it's Braith.
No,
Braith would be a great catch. It's all, mate. It's MC for me.
Carianis, I agree.
MC.
And Brent Reid from the Daily Telegraph. Canterbury have signed forward Finau Latu to a long-term deal and a blow to the Dragons. Latu has knocked back an approach from the Knights, while St George Illawarra were also keen to keep the 18-year-old. Instead, he'll join the Bulldogs from next season. He was part of their successful SG Ball premiership winning side. Kyle Flanagan was part of that as well, which ended St George's 30-year title drought.
It's another one. Leaving the nest. So Flano wasn't happy. What did he say? What did Flano say?
Well, he wasn't happy at all. He said, I wanted to keep him, and this is through the Herald Sun. I'm not happy about the negotiation side of it. So it's been handled pretty poorly, terribly. Sometimes you lose them because you're not willing to pay a certain fee or you don't want the player. But we wanted to keep him, and we were not happy. So there you go.
So is it a monetary thing?
I've never seen a year where contract sagas are blowing up like we've seen this year.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse with these new clubs coming in.
Have you seen a photo of this Finau Latu?
Yeah, he looks very, very...
Mate, he's got his own postcode on his arms. He is flying.
He looks strong. You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.